What's good? What's good? What's good? Derek McKee, what's going on, man? All right, let's talk this box. Happy Friday to you, sir. Hope everything's going well with you. Got my coffin. Unitan EAS, salute. What's going on, man? Chef Boy ID. Brothers UK, salute. Adrian Adari T said, man, I hope Cherry Matt Pacquiao beat Thurman. Yeah, man, even though, man, I got to go back and look at, after I say what's up to everybody, I got to ask you, what's going on MP4 Vids? I got to go and listen to what this dude actually said, because I'm hoping that people are taking him not out of context, but just misunderstanding what he said. And I'm going to take a second to do that while people flow into the building. Let me go on over here to this. I got to hear this, man. I got to hear whether or not how he said this. I meant to do it before the stream started. I think that's on the Boxing Voice, right? Keith Thurman said he ain't mad because I'm ducking him. He's mad because I'm getting the better fights. And people keep telling me that he said that, but if I hear it right, that doesn't mean he said that he ducked him. That wouldn't be exactly what he said, but I don't see it up. Let me look here. Yeah, I don't see it up. Oh, yeah, it is 1 day ago. Yeah, I don't have time. It's like, 9 minutes. Oh, I know where it is. 9 minutes, because what's his name told me that. So I'm going to go Boxing Voice. I ain't playing your stuff. Trust me. I will not. I will be listening just quietly just to make sure that it was at the 9-minute mark. Oh, that nigga crazy. Oh, dog, you do better numbers than what? Boy, oh my God. See, I shouldn't have listened to that. All right, man. All right. Now I'm back. Let me get back. Let me get back here. Let me get back to where my channel is. All right. Okay, he didn't say he ducked him. He didn't admit that he ducked him. That's not out of context. That's just the way he phrased it. He's like, he ain't mad because I ducked him. He mad because I'm doing bigger numbers. I'm better than him and all that other stuff. He's actually denying that he ducked him, even though he's ducked him. I just wanted to hear that, man, because I've heard that a couple times. People keep telling me that he said that, and I'm like, that don't sound like what he's saying. But, when you duck, actually, people will take it like that because he did duck him. I ain't fighting him. I ain't fighting this dude. I ain't fighting that dude. He ain't mad because I ducked him. He's mad because I'm getting bigger fights than him. I'm doing better numbers. What numbers have you ever done better than Errol Spence, Keith? What's going on? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. MP4 Vids is this the weekend? Yeah, he's still a hoe. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Does MP4, does Money Pal, the fourth fight this weekend? Is this the weekend that Jamal James is fighting? I'm looking for that one in Minneapolis. Salute KQKC. Yeah, he's still a hoe. Gregory White says, smash that like button just like Keefe Pooh will be smashed if he faces Spencer Crawford. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Keith Thurman just stayed away too long and that's too high on the hog, like he made it, like he's the man, and you're not the man, Keith. You're just another one of the same. You're just all in the same crew of dudes that need to be trying to prove that you're the best at welterweight. What's going on, B&B Boxing? Yes, he's on Showtime Saturday. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Cool. As you know, said, it says Sloop and I, Keith on one. Yeah, man, Keith's on one. And look, I want to talk to all four of y'all Keith Thurman fans. I did a video that says this, but I'm going to say it in this live stream, man. Look, Don't blame me for what Keith does, okay? You can't be telling me that I have to take Keith Thurman. I have to understand Keith Thurman is just talking to sell the fight. Dog, I don't have to. I got to take that man at his word. He can't be like, oh, I just said that to sell a fight. Nah, dude, you said it. Don't say stuff just to sell a fight. If you don't mean it, say something that you mean to sell the fight. Anyway, is Ponytail talking junk just to sell a fight, or is he bumped his head? Oh, no, man, he's done both. He's saying it to sell a fight, and he bumped his head many times. He got his head bumped for him. The more he talks, the more I dislike the dude. Yeah, you know. Oh, lowest common denominator boxing, home of the U.S. demographics, and I can't wait to see Jamal James. Yes, sir, I can't. Hey, I'm looking for money on that card, though. I'm looking for money on that card. I'm looking for money on that card. I'm looking for the rise of the young man. Big LT says, smash that like button. Yes, sir. Please smash that like button. Let me go back now. Look, all right, now that I did that, because yeah, man, I don't know if he actually said that. Like, he said it now. He said it. He said him not doing it because he's ducking him. But you are ducking him. So it's like, since I know you're ducking him, and you said you ducking him, it's not an unreasonable conclusion to assume that you just admitted that you ducking him. Because you definitely ducking him. Just like Manny ducked him. But Manny, hey, I'm not letting Manny off the hook for that duck either. Because Manny ducked that boy. Manny blatantly ducked Errol Spence. Like, something Manny almost never does in a fight. Manny don't even usually do this move in a fight. For now, what's going on? Lawrence RB he said, for now, what's good? Fred mentioned something that Key should have said, which I agree. Key should have said, Spence fans, come watch me beat the shit out of Mikey because Errol is next. Yeah, I mean, if he said that, that would sell a fight. He's shutting down. This is what I think the dude is. First of all, because I do believe Keith Thurman can fight. Okay. Ruiz pulled the A-side move on AJ. Oh, you know. I did a video on that yesterday, dog. Yeah, you commented, D-Style, you damn right he did. And hey, gotta live with it, dude. Gotta live with that. Gotta live with B-side status. AJ, dog, AJ just fell. The fall of AJ. Battle of the Ducks. Yeah, now that's what it is. They both ducked Spence. They both ducked him. He said, man, let's do it. Let's come on to Dallas. He's in the ring. Errol Spence Jr. got to be the only champion I've ever seen. Well, is this true? Let me see. Errol Spence has been in the ring with two people, with Sean Porter, and Sean Porter said, yeah, we're going to do it, then didn't do it, but now he did it. To keep the Manny Pacquiao that got in the ring with him, who said, yeah, why not? And then he showed him why not. And then Terrence Crawford, get in the ring, Terrence. Get in the ring, Terrence. Terrence, show your ass up to the Errol Spence Sean Porter fight. Show up. Show up to the fight. Jump in the ring, talking shit. So people will have a reason to make that fight. I challenge Terrence Crawford to get into that ring. If Terrence Crawford don't get in that ring, he don't want that fight. Jesse Kuma said, August 31st. Okay, that's what's up. Richard and Al informed him of that. Murata surprised me stopping Brant. Cherry pick. The guy's 40 years old. Effing haters. Oh, GG. Oh, GG. Somebody hurt your boo-boo feelings. It was a question, man. Why don't you say no? That's all you got to say, crybaby. Somebody hurt your little poo-boo baby feelings. Is a question. You can say no, he didn't cherry pick him. It's a hard fight for Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao didn't choose to fight the easiest competition for a belt at 147 pounds. He fought the toughest. He fought Keith Thurman instead of Sean Porter. Okay? He got him all salty, man, because you know what it is. These Manny Pacquiao fans are nervous, man. If I was first of all, what's going on, Abel Mahari? I consider myself a man. I consider myself a fan of Manny Pacquiao. And I know, but I be a fan of two of the same fighters fighting. And I remember what it was like, dog, to watch Manny Pacquiao do this. Boom, boom, boom. Remember that? That's what he remembers. He remembers him doing this. Boom. Flat on his face. You remember that? Oh, Mr. Ma, much love in that super chat. He said Pacquiao picked that plum Thurman because he thinks he's sweet. Of course he thinks he's sweet. Why wouldn't he think he's sweet? The dude, hey, he had one fight in 3 years. One fight in 3 years and looked kind of shaky in it, of course. And Keith Thurman wanted to fight too because Keith Thurman wants to be on pay-per-view. They won't even allow that dude on television on pay-per-view if Manny Pacquiao wasn't in there. He figures, hey, man, I've been taking all this time ducking, strategizing to get Manny Pacquiao, and now I've made it. I made it now. I fought Manny Pacquiao. Emmanuel Joseph Jen said, Manny Pacquiao went face down ass. That's the way he got a damn song after that mug. But what was that? Who did that face down? That's the way we like to, you know how he do. You know how he do. That's why y'all don't like that. I'm gonna remind y'all about it. Just like I can like fighters, dog, but once you boxing fans once the fans of them do, yeah, Luke, yeah. Damn right there, Uncle Luke on his ass. I'm challenging AJ fans to debate on my channel on Ruiz being the A side, dog. You know they don't want no smoke, dog. 2 live crew. He got 2 live crew up in his mug. Philip Redden in the building. Oh man, and I forgot to hit the gong for all y'all. Hey, much love to the chat, man. Yes, sir. Salute to the boxing fans. Yeah. But look, man, if I was a Manny Pacquiao, if I was a diehard Manny Pacquiao fan, I would remember that too. And I'd be nervous because you'd be like, look, man, Manny Pacquiao can't cherry pick anybody because he's subject to get put to sleep. So it's always a risk. It's not very often that you see a 135-pound fighter get put face down like that. Face down like boot. How many times you see guys at 147 get put out like that? And besides, Ricky Hatton, I guess, but Ricky Hatton would roll around. Manny just was unconscious. He didn't even move. He's just laying there like, oh, and the memes were funny, dog. The memes were funny. I'm gonna start making memes too, by the way. I'm working on my Twitter game. I'm gonna be coming out with some Twitter memes. Yeah. Perfect counter. What the hell? Stop. He said perfect counter can do that. Oh, it did it. It did it. It was perfect too, because he walked right into it. He was running head first. Man, he had thrown that mug a couple times before and hit him a couple times. Well, one AJ fan said, next time I see you gonna get this work, I'm waiting to, dog. Seriously, man. You turn into the best. Hey, man, D-Style wants some smoke. Come on, man. Go to D-Style Boxing. By the way, everybody subscribe to D-Style Boxing. We need to get some of them ex-AJ fans out there. Manny, are you okay? Manny, are you okay? Are you okay, Manny? Tell me, are you okay? Are you okay, Manny? Man, yeah, he got woo-wee. Yeah, he did. He just missed him with a few seconds ago. Yeah, man, he set him up. He was throwing him. Hey, quiet as kept, man. Floyd was trying to hit him with them whoopers too. Man, Floyd was trying, man. Floyd just kept missing him with him. Floyd's like, oh, I'm going to get you with this. Manny smelled, just let Manny know that counter right hand is coming, dog. You got to let him know it's coming. You got to let set it up with that uppercut. Because what Juan Marquez did is he would catch him with that lead left uppercut. He would catch him with that lead left uppercut. Yeah. Had him looking for it, and he was like, yeah! Got his ass with that right, dog. Man, Juan Marquez could fight. Fanon, oh, man, much love, D-Style said, Roy knew he wasn't getting up once that shot landed. Oh, yeah, he ain't getting up, dog. He ain't getting up. But so, yeah, to say all that, to rub it in your face, you're right. Manny ain't cherry picking nobody. Drew Tight, what up, Fanon? Open invite on Sunday. Email me. Yes, sir. Absolutely. OG Boxing Talk. Please come. You've been hit by, you've been shook by a smooth criminal. That motherfucker had him leaning. Yeah. Hey, man, Manny tried to do that Mike shit where Mike was like this, but his ass just kept going. Bam! Flat on his face, dog. Manny, are you okay, Manny? Manny was dead for 3 minutes. Hey, dude. Man, he was out of there, dog. Hey, for now, you think Thurman wins by KO, then going high? Nah, man. Honestly, I got Keith Thurman winning by a decision, but it's like the shadiest, it's the shakiest prediction I've ever done. I have no confidence in the outcome of this fight. Just to tell you the truth. I got no faith in it whatsoever. And there are people on my page coming to my page pissed off. What are you doing? Make a pick. If you're gonna pick Thurman, pick Thurman. Pick Thurman. Don't backpedal. Don't backpedal. Dog, if I don't bet you money, I can say whatever I want to say. As long as I didn't say, I bet you Manny Pacquiao loses. I bet you Keith Thurman wins. And I put money on it, and you put money on it. And you Vegas, dog, I can say whatever I want to say. I don't know who's gonna win. I think Thurman's gonna win the fight because I just favor him. I think he's a very good fighter, and I think that he's been planning to fight Manny Pacquiao for a long time, and I think he knows what to do with Manny Pacquiao. But the fact is that Manny Pacquiao's difficult to beat. He ain't easy money. He got an awkward style. He's a great athlete, but damn, he's 40 years old. So what you want me to say? But people are, oh, man, you've got to tell me who you think's going to win. You got to tell me. You can't argue. You got to give me something. Oh, hit that gong. I already did. I did. Hey, I don't take orders, cake. I did. Much love in that. I did hit the gong. Anyway, thank you, KQKC. Commercial. Hit that. Boop. Dog. Hey, ads on the channel help a lot. Number one, it keeps people that I don't want to talk to away. It keeps most of them away. Because there's a commercial in here. Thank you. Dog, if you ain't willing to watch it, this one guy came to the chat, man. I'm telling you, man, I got a different viewpoint on this stuff than some other people. I'm like, look, man, if you are not a supporter of a channel, if you cannot for 2 seconds wait, go 1,000, 1,000, skip ad. Or listen to the ad, walk away, get some water, and come back. What the hell do I even want you around for? Smash that like button. Yes, sir. So just so you know, dog, it makes the channel worth living, and it makes the channel worth doing and keeps trolls away. It's a troll killer because trolls are lazy. Trolls have short attention spans, and trolls are cheap. Like they cheap with their own debt. They ain't even paying nothing. Like, what did you pay? Miss something? Did you pay? Did you give me some money? Did you pay me some money? The hell are you talking about? Anyway, I just thought I'd do that, man, so y'all understand that's how the world goes. Okay, it ain't up to me. Hey, I want to bet. Yeah, I want to bet I got Thurman, man. I'm not betting you because if you show up, dog, if you lose, you're not showing up. I'm going to tell you that to every one of y'all. Everybody ever tried to bet me on this channel. You never show up and say, oh, hey, how do I get in contact with you to give you this money that I bet you? No, dude, you will slide your ass off that Gmail account, get you a new name, and come back talk shit about something else. I ain't wasting my time because all you're going to try to do is come back. If I bet you, come back and try to get your money because I can't go nowhere. Get out of here, man. Oh, thanks, Jeff, the producer said. I don't mind ads because I'm in the advertising business. Yeah, man, that's what pays for YouTube, man. There would be no YouTube without advertisers. Just wouldn't be. You know? Art is, Pac is an old fart. Hey, man, he can fight, dog. But I'm telling y'all, people complain about ads. Dog, there would be no YouTube without ads. Just would not be. It would not be. And I don't have it, even like with the super chat, I don't have problems with YouTube getting money off super chats. I don't. Because I figure, dog, if I didn't have access to the platform, then I wouldn't be able to get them. You know what I mean? So I don't mind. I was like, when I found out you can do super chats and shit, I was like, oh wow, that's nice of YouTube to give us another way to monetize what you do. By the way, though, World Breaker Fighting just got monetized. When he goes this afternoon, I would hope people go over there and show that cat a lot of love. He said, no YouTube without ads, no TV without YouTube. That's pretty much what it is. So, I mean, I'm sorry if I offend you. And I've got people that got offended. What you doing putting ads in your... Why are you putting an ad there? Nigga, you buying this camera? Anyway, content creators make YouTube what it is. Ads keep the lights on. Yeah, man, dude, this shit costs money and time, dog. It costs money. This shit ain't free to do. YouTube all started without ads. Don't mind them, but it is possible. YouTube started as a dating app. Just to correct you, YouTube started as a dating app. And they allowed people, people started using it as a data repository for videos, and then they switched business models. As long as it's been a video repository for creators, there's been ads. Otherwise, people wouldn't be doing the shit. They'd find somewhere else where they could get paid. Yeah, it started off as a dating app. Yeah, like not 23andMe, whatever that shit is. Yeah, it was a dating app. But it was a dating app where they allowed you to upload videos. And they realized that people started using it more for like videos of their cats and videos of their dogs. And they were like, oh, we can grow this by being a video repository. So they had a lot of people putting videos on there. That's when Google bought it. Because Google said, we can use, if we put our search functions on top of their video repository, then we can put a bunch of ads on them. Just letting you know. I think it was like a monthly membership or something. It might have been a membership fee or something on the dating app. But whatever, shit wasn't free. But go to Patreon. You have all the shit for free. All the shit for no ads. There you go. But anyway, it is whatever. For now, it seems like Keith Thurman's confidence is gone. He gone soft. Actually looks pretty decent. Yeah, like eHarmony. Yep. He actually looks kind of diesel. He don't look bad for this fight. But I don't like him. And it's hard for me to root for him. The only reason I would say that I would be rooting for Manny Pacquiao if I didn't know that these Manny Pacquiao fans would be swarming the videos that I did with all kind of, poorly written insults. The real Manny Pacquiao fans. See, the real Manny Pacquiao fans because they are typing theirs in Google Translate and it doesn't make very much sense. You gotta what? He beat Thurman, you wrong bad channel. Like, what? Oh, that's Google Translate. Oh, that's Google Translate. Oh, I got you. He mad because I'm ducking. He mad. He didn't say that, man. He said, I heard everybody's trying to put that on Keith. He said he ain't mad because I'm ducking. He's mad because I get the better fight. That doesn't mean he could be saying he's not mad because I'm ducking him. I'm not ducking him. And he knows it. He's mad that I get better fights. And he knows it. You know what I mean? I'm going through reading comprehension with my son right now. So it's like, I'm a little anal with that. Pause. Pause. Put a pause on that. Salute, brother. Smash the like button. New fat boy fitness in the building. What's good, man? Who got Thurman? Who you got, Thurman or Pac-Man? I lean towards Thurman. But if Manny Pacquiao wins, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I got to pause because I was saying anal retentive. but I cut it off. And I was like, hold on. No, I'm not. Salute to you. Think Manny will TKO Thurman? Nah, definitely not. I think it's going to a decision. Sir Flame got Manny, not Roger got packed. Yeah, I think it's going to go to a decision. Most likely, Pacquiao. Yeah. That's what I've been trying to say. Most likely. People hate when you throw that word in there. Most likely, Pacquiao. Or most likely, Thurman. I mean, damn. If you are not a Vegas bookie, I don't have to tell you that I know what something. See, this is going to be my next Patreon video. My next Patreon video is a great. One of the biggest problems black folk got is that we won't ever admit that we're wrong when we don't know nothing. Most times. There's many times, dog. If you can't admit that you have a problem or that you don't know or you don't know something, then how are you going to fix your problem or learn what you do not know? If you just run around acting like, can't nobody tell me nothing. I know. Can't nobody tell me nothing. I know. Can't nobody tell me nothing. No. Dog, how in the hell are you ever going to learn anything, man? How are you going to ever learn? What's going on, blood boxing? Yeah, how are you ever going to learn anything? I'm not about to tell you that I know who's going to win this fight between Manny Pacquiao and Keith Thurman because I don't know. I will tell you who's going to win between Errol Spence Jr. and me. It's going to be me. It's going to be him. I know it, okay? I don't have any problem telling you I know it. If I fight him, I know that shit's not going to go well, okay? For me, okay? And he's a little dude. I shook hands with Errol Spence at the last fight. Errol Spence a little dude. To me, he looked like a little dude. Like, you look like a little dude. Shook his hand. He didn't squeeze his hand very hard. You didn't really see a lot of strength in his hands. So I was like, yeah, maybe I can do something with him. Then I replayed that. What's that dude's name he fought? Chris, what's that dude's name, man? The 154 pounder he fought, that beat up Conor McGregor in sparring. Man, I can't remember what his name is. South African dude. Anyway, I watched that fight, Chris Van Heerden. I was like, oh, shaw. I was like, oh, no. Oh, no, I'm not going in that ring. Hell no. No. Why are you trying to kill me, man? Hell no. No, I'm not fighting him. Anyway, we got real right away. Like, I don't care what size he is. That shit's going to hurt. You think Spence is ducking Bud? No, I don't think. Bud's fault, dude. That's Bud's fault. Okay? You got to live with the consequences. You got to live with the consequences of your actions. He signed with Top Rank. He put himself over there in a situation where it was going to be hard to make the fight. I knew that if he signed with Top Rank, it was going to be hard to make those fights. You knew that if he signed with him, that it was going to be hard to make that fight. Everybody knows that was going to be hard to make the fight, dude. So no, I don't think he's ducking. And on top of it, he's fighting another guy for a major champions, he's taking a unification fight for the WBC and the IBF. So that's a good fight. Not one time, run time. So my question is Bud ducking? Who's Bud fighting next? Aegis. I haven't seen Bud, but what did Bud? Show your ass up to the fight, Bud. Show up to the next fight. Put the pressure on Errol Spence by getting your ass in the ring. Have people stand there, have Ellie Seth back right there with a camera while you just shaking people off, getting them off your shoulder. Let me up in this ring. You mama, do all of that. And then it'll be like, oh, okay, I might go something with it, okay? But dog, you got to know. You got to live with the consequences of he got to live with the consequences of his action, okay? That's the same thing that Tyson Fury did. Tyson Fury ducked Deontay Wilder by siding with Top Rank. Bud versus Danny Garcia would be fire. Yeah, that'd be a great fight. Bud would whoop his ass, but it'd be a really good fight. But that would be the best fight of Bud's career, just so you know. Danny Garcia would be the toughest fight of Bud's career, which ain't saying much because Bud has whooped everybody he's fought. But that would be the toughest fight of his career to date if he fought Danny Garcia. Or if he fought Kell Brook. Or if he fought Mikey Garcia. What you think about AJ Ruiz rematch? It's going to be in the United States. That's what I think. And I think that he's going to beat him. Andy Ruiz is going to beat him. Northern Warrior, what's going on? Northern Warrior, what's going on, man? Bob was bold enough to tell us the top-ranked Eastern European fighters were better than Keith, Danny, and Sean. Bob letting us know that Bud will only fight Eastern Europeans for a while. Yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah, I'm supposed to believe that? Better than who? Keith, Danny, and Sean. Oh, he kept arrow out of their mouth. But get out of here, man. Dude. Bob Arum was bold enough to tell you that his Eastern European fighters were better than Terrence Crawford. Let's not forget. He said that he has an Eastern European fighter better than Bud Crawford. Lomachenko. And Black Fight Fan TV agrees. Dig. My opinion, Danny beats Bud, maybe stops him. Really, Troy King? That's a lot, but I think that'll be his toughest fight to date. What do you think about Danny paying Victor Postal step-aside money to not fight him twice before Bud beat him? I don't think anything about it. Who did he fight? That's the first I ever heard of that. Toot Robinson, he said, what's up, Fanon? Salute to the chat. Salute. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Much love and support. I don't know anything about him paying step-aside money for, but who did he fight? Did he fight? Who would he have fought? At 140 pounds to have to do step-aside. Amir Khan? Was that Amir Khan and Lucas Matisse? If he did that, it seems like a money thing. But he would have beaten Victor Postal. So, I mean, come on, man. It's Victor Postal, man. Come on. And he wasn't with Top Rank. He wasn't even with Top Rank, and that's a Top Rank fighter. There's still Danny Garcia, from what I've known, has been with PBC the whole time. Who's Bud? When is Bud's Top Rank up? I heard it's up in 2020, but I don't know. DNY, you think GGG will try to fight Murata after this morning? I mean, doesn't he but he's the regular champ, so what difference would it make? The WBA, that's be like, why? That's the WBA. That's the super. Isn't that the super champ? Nah, I think I hope he fights Deverenchenko. Stay down there at 160 and eventually get there with Charlie. Emmanuel Joseph Ben. Bob wouldn't pay enough money to get dangerous welterweights in the ring with Bud. He's content making house fights and keeping all the money. Yeah, that's what he does. That's what he does. That's how come on, man. Peggy, look. Keith Thurman fans have problems in this ongoing welterweight debate we have. And as does Bud. You guys both got some problems with representing your guy. You got some difficulties to overcome when you're talking about Keith Thurman, because Keith Thurman is a duck machine dude. He don't want to fight Errol Spence Jr. and has been saying so consistently for like 3 years. 3 years. Danny Garcia doesn't want to fight Errol Spence Jr. and has been saying so for at least 2 years. Sean Porter, now he wants to fight him because I think it's going to be on pay-per-view and he ain't got nowhere else to go. Porter beats Keith now. I don't know. I thought Keith Thurman beat Sean Porter. I think he beat him I think he'll beat him again. I think Keith Thurman will beat Danny Garcia again, and I think Sean Porter will beat Danny Garcia again. I think that, I don't see the outcomes of any of those fights changing. You want to be gangster. Who's a want to be gangster? What would make you think that I want to be a gangster? You're one of them fucking morons over there. Where are you from? Mary Jane Ben? Where are you from? Where you think that I sound anything like a gangster? Ain't nothing about me scream gangster. You sound like you UK dudes that don't know the accents over here. If you listen to me and you're in the United States for 2 seconds, you would know that there's nothing gay. Hey, anybody inner city, if there's any cats that are like any street dudes, inner city dudes in here, can you attest that there's literally nothing street about me or act like I want to be street? The fuck are you talking about? I'm me. All right? The fuck are you talking about, dude? You guys just are racists. You just think everybody sounds alike, huh? The corporate gangster. Yeah, hey, I'll pistol whip the shit out you. I would pistol whip the shit out you. I would have no problem doing that. I have no qualms with that. None. I'll tell you right now, I have none. No remorse if I'm advocating with somebody for doing you crazy. I got no remorse because that's my job to do it for the guy. I ain't crying. Get somebody that ain't screwing you. Do you have counsel? We'll put right in the end of that motherfucker. You attest to the fact that you have you were advised to seek out legal counsel in this negotiation. There you go. It's right there for you to read. All this shit's English. Okay? Fanon is from the gangster city, but ain't a street dude. Yeah, man, hey, dude, I am not remotely a street dude. Ain't never tried to be a street dude. Ain't never thought about being a straight street dude. I am me. And anybody that says that, you just one of those dudes from another country that are racist and don't know the difference between black people. That's all that is. Roderick Broadnikes, everybody makes excuse for why not to fight Bud. You know it's a challenge. Errol needs to just fight him. No, Roderick Broadnikes. Terrence Crawford gave everybody an excuse not to fight him. Here's your excuse. I'm going to sign. Here's my agreement. My agreement is with Top Rank. Bob Arum represents me. Here's your excuse not to fight me. He gave him the excuse. If you want to call it an excuse, they gave him an excuse. Everybody else fought over there. It's like saying, dude, that's the reality of it, man. He said gangsters don't wear polos. Hey, man. Anyway, I ain't reaching. Reaching for what? It's the truth. Who is his promoter? Bob Arum is his promoter. That ain't a reach. It's the truth. That's a whole nother layer of negotiation that has to take place. And every other champion in the division is with the PBC. They can make a Keith Thurman. Look, the only person missing out on a big fight is Terrence Crawford. Keith Thurman is fighting Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao fought Adrian Bronner. Keith Thurman fought Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia fought Sean Porter and Keith Thurman. Errol Spence Jr. fought Mikey Garcia and Kell Brook and Lamont Peterson. The only person that can't get a fight like that is Terrence Crawford because Terrence Crawford chose to sign with Top Rank. Get out of here. That ain't reaching. That's the truth. Lawyers rob people in broad daylight. That's gangster. Hey, They ain't robbing you. They just get you to agree with things that you might not want to agree to. Because you ain't got any choice, or you didn't read the damn thing. Either you don't have the leverage to get something that you want to get, or you didn't read it. Or you didn't understand what you read. But anyway, man, ain't nobody reaching. I can understand as a Terrence Crawford fan that you don't want to put the onus on him. Blue Blood Sports TV didn't want to put the onus on him. Blue Blood Boxing didn't want to put the onus on him. And 78 Sports TV, the closet Terrence Crawford fanatic don't want to put that jacket on Terrence Crawford. But the jacket's there, man. It's there. As soon as he resigned, it was there. It was on him. Okay? And what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Yeah, Ugas is getting better fights. If Terrence Crawford was with the PBC, one of them dudes would have to fight him. They'd fight him. And if they didn't fight him, then the excuse is gone. Right? Then it'd be like, now, for example, Keith Thurman ain't got no excuse for not fighting Errol Spence. None. Other than, I'm not doing it, which is why we call him a duck, because he ain't got an excuse. Right? I'm being consistent. Aram stays sabotaging Bud. He had gave Bud the Pac-Man fight when they were on the network. Pac-Man wouldn't be a draw for the PBC. That's a fact. Look, man, he was injured. He was injured when? He was not wanting to fight Errol Spence Jr. before he got injured. But look, man, what's his excuse now? He said that he's not going to fight Errol Spence Jr. next. He ain't fighting none of these dudes next. That's what he said. Come on, man. I'm just saying. Now, I think it's Top Rank does in-house fights. Top Rank does in-house fights. That's what they do. That's their business model, man. That's their business model. They just like Golden Boy likes in-house fights. Like DAZN now is trying to make a bunch of in-house fights. PBC does in-house fights. Yes, of course they do in-house fights, but that doesn't mean that that's what they do primarily. And plus, there is no house. Hold on. The PBC can't do any in-house fight because they don't have a house. These guys all have their own promoters, man. They're all different promotional companies. They have people who are signed. David Benavidez is signed to All-Star Boxing. He fights on the PBC. He's not signed to Lou DiBella. And Lou DiBella fighters aren't just on PBC. You got Lou DiBella fighters going over to fighting on DAZN, like Tevin Farmer. Nah, man. What's going on, Chevin Dark? Hey, man, enjoy your work, man. Make that dough. Get that dough. Get that dough. Get that dough. Get that dough. Crawford ain't going to 154. Crawford wants zero smoke at 154. Crawford can't fight these dudes at 154. He's topped out. Don't try to get him out there with nobody 154. Dog, no. He's not going to 154, man. He need to stay with the WBO and keep doing what he's doing. And we'll keep arguing about who's ducking him, and he'll keep getting his guaranteed money like he signed up for. He signed up for his guaranteed money. That's what he wanted. He chose guaranteed money. He's proven at 147. Who's proven at 147? Terrence Crawford is not. He's proven as a boxer, yeah. Absolutely. Unified, he's a 135-pound champion. He's a 147-pound champion, but he's not proven that he's better than that he's the best at 147. Off of what? Jeff Horn, Jose Benavidez, and Amir Khan? Crawford's not proven at 147. No, I mean, but he's proven enough for me to say he's got a chance against anybody at 147. What I'm saying is he's not proving that he's the best at 147 because you got to get in the ring to do that. You know what I mean? He proved that he was the best at 140. I do believe that. I believe he's proved that he was the best at 140. I believe he's proved that he's a great fighter. I think that he's proved that he is. Damn, what's up? I think he's proven that he's the pound for pound best fighter in the world. I think he's proven that. I can't even do the Canelo anymore, though. Not with Charlo. After Charlo, nah, dude, you playing around too much, dog. And Terrence Crawford ain't never ducked nobody, but he just with a promoter can't make a fight. Ken Floyd said Crawford definitely beats Sean Porter. I don't know. I don't know that, man. I don't know that. KP from KC, yeah. That Cats game back. For now, Crawford gets stretched in 154. J-Rock, yeah, he says no. Crawford ain't beating J-Rock. I don't think he's beating J-Rock. So I've been watching Terrence Crawford very close, even more closely lately. And I'm telling you, he's got one of the best. He slows down fighters very well. He slows down fighters really, really well with a lot of feints, a lot of hand feints, a lot of head feints, a lot of that. It's a lot of this to his game. It's a lot of that to his game. And staying on the outside and counterpunching. I think pressure is going to bust that pipe, man. I think if he gets in there with a guy that doesn't have to worry about his feints, he's not worrying about all of this, you know what I mean? All of that. If he doesn't switch that much, Keith Lloyd. He don't switch that much. But that throws you off too. That's another way, makes you stop. It makes people stop and think and be real careful about what they throw. And the problem with that part of his game, the problem with that part of his game is if he has somebody that don't give a fuck and just goes at him, just goes at him and can keep going at him, he's gonna fight. Because he goes from this to fighting. Okay, and when he's doing this, he'll pot shot you. Pop. Then he's pot shot. And all the time you're feinting, going, dealing with it, pop. You get hit. And then all of a sudden he'll pick up the pace. And then when you exchange, he exchanges. I'm telling you, man, that shit against somebody that's a lot bigger. Because he's the guy to remember too. Up until he's been the bigger fighter in every fight except for the bigger fighter. With the exception of maybe Julius Ndongo, who was taller, and Jeff Horn. He's been the bigger fighter. Dark Truth said the PBC should sink Top Rank's whole business model. 3 fighters can crush Top Rank. PBC has to answer for Fury, Bud, Loma. Where would Top Rank go from there? They're not in a rush to make those fights. No, but they're not going to make the fights. Nah, Benavidez, I ain't counting Peg Leg Benavidez. Peg Leg Benavidez was a little bigger, but he's still a 140-pounder. He's still a guy that fought at 140 pounds. But most of his career, Terrence Crawford has been the bigger guy. Definitely in 140. Postall was probably Postall too. I don't know if Crawford can beat Kell Brook. I mean, that's a tough fight. Those are the fights. Like, I want to see him fight Kell Brook. That was a good fight to be made. Hey, Duke. Duke said, hey, much love in the super chat. He said, did you see the YouTube employee called the cops on a brother while he was sitting to visit his friend? Yeah. I mean, does that surprise you? Somebody is calling the police on a black dude sitting still right now. It's just not getting filmed. That's what that's what it is, man. They police you. They police you. It's not you have police officers, somebody who is like a BAP who is deputized as somebody legally authorized to police you. Then you have people that police you. And that is what people like that do. They feel it is their job, their responsibility, and their right, day and duty to watch you and make sure you're not doing something that they don't think that you're supposed to be doing. And if they do, they will call the authorities, somebody with authorized with detaining you. They're policing you. They are the police. They are part of the police force. And I'm saying that because that's what they do. Some people like to argue about, look at what people do and give them a label based on what they do. Super Gang said, what's that about Super Gang? Bob Arum uses Northeast as his feeder system when they were trying to come up, but eventually they have to leave Arum for success. Yeah. But Bob Arum would rather make a lot of money. Oh, the policing? Oh, you saying that they're not policing or that they are, that you don't agree with me that they are policing you? They are policing you. I mean, what does a policeman do? Okay, they are. Yeah, they are policing. Yeah. But you got to understand that that's what they're told, that's what they're expected to do. That's part of it. It's not just official. That's why these little old ladies feel so empowered to call the police. Like how many black people just willy-nilly going to be looking at what somebody else do and call the police on them? Nobody, very few. Why? Because we feel like we are the ones being policed. Like if you call the police, you're calling somebody that you know that's their job to police you. They're calling them because they believe it's their job to police you, not them. And they are doing their duty as a citizen. You got to remember, most of the history of this country, we were not citizens. The vast majority of it. And that's not calling the police, didn't just start. Calling the police or being the police have been here since they got here, back before there was an establishment of the United States, when it was just colonies. And you had people who were ordered by the law to have a certain amount of gun and gunpowder on them at all time, because it was their job to police the people, the native inhabitants. And it just moved to the slave patrols. Then it moved to citizen watch groups. And it's still part of their culture. It's their job to police you. It's part of YouTube. How many times have you ever wondered why there's so many LDBC hating channels that feel it their necessity to get on YouTube and talk about how bad we are and how everybody needs to know it and how we need to be ashamed of ourselves for supporting black fighters and turn around and call us the R word and all that? What makes them feel as if it's their job to do that? They ain't getting no ad money. You know what I mean? Because they're not getting no ad money. They're not getting anything, but it's just their job in their head that they have to, and they have the right to tell us what to think, what not to think, what to say, not to say, who we can support and who not to support. It's the root behind that. And the fact of the matter is, they do have the right to do that because they do it all the time, and they will come and they will arrest you. They will arrest you, and they will never get penalized for doing it. Never. Unless their boss catches it, and you make their boss look bad. Because then say, for example, the YouTube employee, they're not going to get mad at their YouTube employer because he did it. They're going to get mad because, hold on, you made us look bad. You're representing us, and you don't have the right to be calling the police on people, and you work for us because you're making us look bad. He's not going to get in trouble because he did it. He's going to get in trouble because they made us look bad. If it hadn't been posted, nothing would ever happen to him. The only thing that these guys get is social consequences if, in the rare case that it goes viral and you put too close an eye on the tendency of that thing happening, dude. So that might be true. And I never feel comfortable when they're scared. I never feel comfortable when they're scared, because when they scared, bombs drop. Bombs drop, cities get smoked out, shit gets real ugly. It's just what it is. And I'm not going to call them any name like that. That's just what it is. And that's why I'm never surprised. What's going on, Mike Williams? I'm just not surprised by any of it. And I used to have conversations with people. People get like think that I'm some conservative or something. Look, dude, I'm telling you the truth. Telling you the truth. Like, I can't, man. It's what it is. Pac not beating Thurman. He could. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, maybe not. I don't think he's going to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did. I'll go back there. That's the worst time to mingle with them when they're scared. No, when they're scared, it's time to go hide somewhere. It's seriously, it's time to go hide somewhere because they're going to shoot you up. It's not a question. Every time, without a doubt, when fear enters the equation, just stay in your house, because there's going to be trucks going through the middle of your, there's going to be trucks, military trucks driving down the street. That's what that is. There'll be military trucks driving down the street and planes flying over your deal. You saw what happened with that kid, the kid that got, and then all they got to do is claim that they're scared. That's it. Just claim, oh, I was scared. I was scared. That's why I came into the store and I heard this kid listening to rap music, and rap music makes me scared because they talk about guns and they talk about violence. I was scared. So as soon as he had his back turned to me, I followed him into the store and I cut his throat because I was scared. And you know, the thing is, the dude was probably telling the truth. He was probably scared. And it's going to be solved as a mental illness. And it's going to be a mental problem. Right? It'll be a mental problem. That's it. But that's Patreon. Please subscribe to the Patreon channel. I actually have one up on that. And you can get it in more detail. When they shoot unarmed people, yeah, it's fear. I remember when I was in law school, there was a case. I wish I could remember it, what it was, but there was a little old lady walking down the street who's getting in her car, and there was like this 6'5" black dude, 6'5" big guy. Car was parked next to hers or was walking by, and she was opening her door, and she saw him walking towards her. He was walking past her. He turned around. She turned around and killed him. And then they found that it was reasonable for her to feel in danger for her life. So she was a reasonable person in that circumstance, would have considered that to be self-defense, and she got off the hook for killing a dude just because he was big and black walking down the street. That's it. That's just like Bill Cosby. It's reasonable for these women to think to change their consent 40 years, they change their consent, revoke their consent 30 years later, 40 years later. I mean, and that's the law. See, here's the thing that I'll do. And yeah, this is Patreon. I'm on about another. We're going to go on this. This ain't boxing. But you know, this is why I want you guys to subscribe to the Patreon. Please support the Patreon. And that's why I started doing less business on the Patreon, because I remembered the reason that I really wanted to do the Patreon was to have discussions like this. Look, man, there is the letter of the law and there is the spirit of the law. The letter of the law and the spirit of the law. Okay, there are and if you look, let me stick with that. If you look what things they say they are, is your words are always just a gross approximation of what reality is. But if you look at what reality is and you come up with your own definitions and your own labels and put them on there, then things will be a lot less confusing, right? So, for example, Fahim Satur was there, man. Shanti Eagleface said, Fanata, just want to say I wear war paint and I dance and I do native medicine, but for racists there, they are trying to make fun and it's not cool. Shoots, yeah. Shots. Look, man, much love, Ashanti Eagleface. Look, I think Fahim Zator was on this thing on Twitter with me, where this guy, you know, one of this congressmen, this is definitely going to get demonetized. This is why I like to do this on Patreon, but I'll do this one today. There is a senator, I can't remember who it is. Something came out about his parents, his grandparents, or his family owning. You sound more like a corporate Poindexter. I'll take that as a compliment. You sound like, what is this? Raging Hulk 74. You know what you look like? You look like a 46-year-old man who is probably a closet racist that got kicked out of here before. You use the word Poindexter, so you're definitely white. Corporate Poindexter, which means you're white. So you're a 74-year-old white guy that is probably named Ray. Yeah, that's what I would say your name tells me about you. So you don't like what I'm telling you. But what I'm telling you is the truth. Yeah, Mitch McConnell. So, yeah, it's what he is. Because he used the word Poindexter. And he says 74, so he's probably born in the year 1974. And so it makes him about 46 years old. And, you know, who cares? Whatever. Now, no, I mean, you know, he's already been smacked multiple times. So yeah, you feel like smacking him, smacking him. Pshaw. Anyway, what I was saying was, yeah, Mitch McConnell, right? So this guy said, yeah, Fahim. And I said, look, man, they're like, oh, why would you say that? That's not news. 150 years ago, that his family owned slaves 150 years ago? Well, my first thought was 150 years ago is 150 years ago till when? So slavery ended 150 years ago. Does that mean he only owned them then? What if he had owned them for 300 years before that? What if he owned them 300 years before, for 200 years before that? And think about what it actually is. His family was in the human trafficking, kidnapping, human trafficking, torture, rape, murder, and terrorism of human beings for 200 years. If you phrased it like that, the guy would never say, why is that news? You don't think that's news? That somebody's money and business and professional standing sits on top of the rape, torture, kidnapping, terrorism, and murder of people people who resided in the United States of America? You don't think that's newsworthy? But see, when you just put that label and you just say slavery, and you're just like, oh, that's slavery, that's part of our history. It's not slavery. Slavery was the fact that it's not just slavery. Because slavery means you just have to work and do what you're told. There's also the kidnapping, which came before the slavery, torture that occurs during the slavery, murder, which happens often during the course of slavery. There are all those other crimes that sit on top of slavery, but you just want to include the manual labor portion of it and leave it like that. No, dude, look at what is actually going on. Use words that will draw a picture for you, and you'll see what's going on. So when I say that they are not calling the police on you. They didn't call the police. That man didn't just call the police on the YouTube guy didn't just call the police. He was actively involved in the policing of a private citizen. That is one private citizen engaging in the policing of another private citizen. And then he called the authorities on him as in the midst of him performing a police function. That's what the guy did. He's actually policing. So when you see these people talking about walking while black, talking while black, and you have people or talking while Mexican, standing there while Mexican, or standing there with whatever, the people that are doing that are actively engaging in the efforts of being a police, and they are also engaging in intimidation because he threatened to call the police on him for doing nothing. And he knew dang well that the police were going to come and interrogate him because he didn't answer his questions to his satisfaction. He didn't see him committing a crime. He just wondered if he could possibly cause one in the future and demanded to know what his name was, what he was doing there. And he had everything, but he didn't have the badge. He had access to call the badge. It's part of community. And when they say community policing, dude, the community shouldn't be involved in policing at all. You shouldn't be involved in policing because you're not the police. I can't police you. That man couldn't police you. That is just a bunch of confusing words. What is racism. That's what it is. That's a byproduct. That's what it is. That's how I see it. Like calling the cops because of selling fruit or flowers on Mexicans. Yeah, what are you doing there? Prove to me where's your... I'm just walking down the street. Show me your permit to sell those flowers. Where's your permit? Are you an officer? No, I'm not. But I think that you're not supposed to be here. I know you're not supposed to be here doing that. I know you're not supposed to be here doing that. So show me your paperwork, or there's going to be consequences. Well, what were the consequences going to be that he's referring to when he says there's going to be consequences? I'm going to call the police. And if there's anything that you're doing that you're not supposed to be doing, they're going to find out about it unless you do what I tell you to do. Yeah, Lisa Zimmerman, that's what he was doing. And they said it's okay. It's okay to do that. And that's why I say the spirit of the law and the letter of the law. The spirit of the law says it's okay to do that. Because in practice, it's okay. It's legal. Like when people talk about corruption in boxing, I often reply, what corruption? It's working exactly how it's supposed to work. You just think that the rules written down on a piece of paper are the rules. They're not. They can do whatever they do when what's happening is happening consistently, repeatably. That is the rule. That's the rule. You just don't know what the rules are. You might be confused about the rules, but the rules are what the rules are. That's not corruption. That is it working the way it's supposed to work. You just are on the short side end of the stick, which is supposed to be that way. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's what it is, man. That's how I see it anyway. Raging Hulk 74. And I love it that you don't like it, but you know it's true. You feel entitled. That's the entitlement you feel. You feel entitled to call the police on people and safe that you can do it. And you feel like you should be able to intimidate and threat people because, yeah, it's de facto. I know, yeah, de facto. Yep, that works too. The color of the law. Yeah, this is the Patreon content, man. Subscribe to the Patreon because I don't do this a lot. Look, man, if the rules will change, okay? The rules will change. That's something I saw, man. If you guys don't know, I watched this. I used to love this Harry Potter. I ain't gonna lie, I was a geek. I was a Poindexter. Yeah, I was a Poindexter. Then read all the Harry Potter books a couple times. And because I was reading with my kids and it was a fun story, I really enjoyed it. And was this guy named Cornelius Fudge, who was the minister of magic. He was a government guy. And he said that he was in an argument with this other guy, Dumbledore, the wizard, right? And he said, as of right now, this authority rests with the headmaster. That was who he was. He was the headmaster. And he said, rules can be changed, Dumbledore. And he said, obviously, because you've been changing. You just got done changing a bunch. They're going to make the rules to fit what they want. Okay? Same thing with all of that, man. All of that. Anyway, color of law refers to law enforcement, not civilians. I'm not sure what you guys are talking about there. But it is what it is, man. Look, man, who should Daniel Jacobs fight player from Compton? What? I'm not sure what you mean, Perez, in that. Oh, Todd Fresh is highly relevant because he's part of the top 1% that shares the ideology and the police brings to the forefront. No, let me say, Kane, the bad guy, said intelligence is scary to troglodytes when your skin is brown. You know what is not? It's not intelligence, it's clarity. I think clarity is probably the most irritating thing. Clarity. Because to a thief, clarity is a thief and a liar. Clarity is tough to deal with. Because if you're living under illusions, like in the snake language, you know what I mean? Clarity is disturbing. And if you understand what it is and what they're doing and how it works, and even if you don't explain it the way that they think of it, but you practically understand it and make it predictable and repeatable, and therefore you can react to it, that's the problem. Clarity is the problem. And because they try to keep shit as confused as it can possibly be. The confusing as it can possibly be to you. Just keep moving it. Just keep moving it. Keep moving it. Keep moving it. What does success mean? If black folk got all the money in the world, the world would be communist 3 days later. But it wouldn't even matter if you had all the money because it's their money. Whose face is on the picture? Whose face is on the money? But, it is what it is. You ain't never going to put them on trial. That ain't. Look, man, go to the Patreon, man. We'll bust out the world theory, but it's codified. I really do, man. And one cat that really makes a lot of sense to me is Neely Fuller Jr. and his worldview. How he applies his worldview is how he applies his worldview. But I gotta tell you, of all the people that I've read and of all the people that I've thought about, that I've listened to and thought about their approach, the hardest one for me to listen to was Neely Fuller Jr. That's the one that hit me in the chest harder than anybody. But he's also the one that I think is most correct out of anyone. And it's hard, and it's a lot of really hard truths. Because you have to admit that you are outside of what you can do as an individual, that we really are literally and figuratively prisoners of war. And this whole concept of a race war occurring eventually is foolish. It's already been one going on, and we've lost it and have been losing it terribly for a very long time because race is racist. And as long as you're boxed into one, you think of it as one. I mean, dude, it is what you call a trick bag. It's a trick bag of all trick bags. How come on here and call for not an idiot, ja to you, bro? What? Who called me an idiot? Of course they call me an idiot because, let me see, what did he say? He read the title. Dude, shut up, Ricardo. You read the title, dude. Shut up. Younger man than you, Pacquiao is 40 years old. How can you cherry pick a world champion? This idiot, I'm telling you, ja. How can you cherry pick a world champion? Let me tell you how you can cherry pick a world champion, bozo. Jaime Munguia versus Saddam Ali was cherry picking a champion. How can a 40-year-old cherry pick a champion? I don't think Manny Pacquiao is cherry picking. I think it's the path of least resistance. But Keith Thurman's not a cherry. But you didn't ask the question, which makes you an idiot. You read the title and ran with it. That makes you an idiot. You're like a guy that reads a contract and only reads the title. You only read the title of the title of the provision, and you never actually read the words in it. That's the kind of guy you are. You just read a title and start talking. Didn't take the time to think and listen and ask the question, why would you think that Manny Pacquiao's cherry picking Keith Thurman? And I would tell you, I don't think that he is. But you just ran off at the lip, acting as if I said that he was. I didn't. You misread the title. Or no, you read the title. You just went and you read the book. You judged the book by the title. Which is how they get stupid. That's how cats get people all the time. Like, you ever been to somebody gave you a contract and they're like, look, they walk you through the contract? Biggest con job I ever that I see. They do this shit all the time. Here's the contract, like you rent a car. They give you the contract and they say, this is what this means. Now, just scroll past that. And all that tells you is this. Scroll past that. All that tells you is this. Scroll past it. If all it told me was that, then why doesn't it just say what you said? If all it means is something you can repeat in a sentence, then why is there 90 sentences in this paragraph? Obviously, there's a bunch of stuff in there that you ain't saying. But, okay. And why do you do it? Because I got to rent my car, I got to go. And they don't have a corporate attorney here for me to debate with. So if I want to act as if I don't want to do it, then, I won't. My only option is to not rent the car. And I know I want to rent the car, so I'll deal with whatever happens after that. But you're a dummy that reads the book by the cover, dog. Judges the book by the cover. Which is why y'all be falling victim for clickbait like a mug. Woo, he falling bait for clickbait. Clickbait. That's not true. Dude, did you listen to the video and see if that's what the guy actually said in the video? You can't cherry pick a champion, fool. Yeah, I don't think he cherry picked him. But I think but I do disagree, BNB Boxing. Jaime Munguia cherry picked the shit out of Saddam Ali. Or he got match made into a gross mismatch. Hey, you don't think BNB, you don't think that Canelo cherry picked Rocky Fielding? Cherry picking manufactured champions is a way, yeah. I mean, there's some room for stuff. He said Rocky Fielding and cherry pick Yuri Gorp. Yeah. Yeah, said the fine print is small for a reason. Hey, dog. Read them. If you got something else you could do, read it. But they make that shit long, dog. I ain't gonna lie, dog. I don't always do it. Sometimes I just be like, because I'm renting a car, I'm like, I'm not going to debate with you for 5 hours. I'm not going to go through 5 hours on that deal because there's no room to debate. You got all the leverage. If I don't want to sign it, go somewhere else. Find somebody else to rent a car. That's what they'll tell me. If you don't want to do it, just go somewhere else. Bye. Blue Blood just reported Kovalev just swerved Canelo in his fighting yard. Man, that shit keeps changing every other day, man. Much love in that super chat, though, my man. Gregory White, thank you. Dan Fanon, they time Ricardo out of next year. What do you say? They time Ricardo out to next year. Ricardo. Who? I'm not sure what you mean. They put him out to next year. Who's Ricardo they put out to next year? Oh, yeah, that dude. Oh, yeah, you get thrown out, dog. That's that best fight the best bomb they be dropping on people, man. Oh, the mods, yeah, they be dropping the bombs on people, man. But look, man, let me get out of here. My time's about 8 minutes over. Go enjoy my man KQKC Boxing. Much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. And with that, I'm out. Peace.